Many of you told me that you really enjoyed the video where I walked you through my mental process. So that is exactly what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you some colors. I actually started doing a bloom, blowing it out, but I was getting over a cold at the time of this video. So you'll see by the end, I transitioned to my hair dryer. So I want to really kind of guide you on how, when I pick colors, playing around with them until you find what works for you. So these are my colors. I have a Prussian blue, quinacridone magenta, unbleached titanium white with a hint of burnt sienna added in for color. And we're also playing with TLP's Zeus. I've also added some copper to it by Blick to make the consistency of my pigment similar to the paint. Okay. So those are my colors. I'm using a black and white cell activator. You already know the recipe. If not, it is a 3-to-1, 3 parts Australian Floetrol to 1 part paint. So as I lay these colors, let's talk about the big elephant in the room with transparent paints, opaque paints, semi-transparent. So there are a lot of rules that go with the color theory and your transparencies, but I will tell you that, especially in the bloom technique, that a lot of these rules are broken, okay? And sometimes you just have to play. Don't get so caught up in what should go under what. I can make a video about that, but I will tell you some of the best absolute combinations have come from me just switching the colors up and going, wow, how on earth did this happen? Okay, so while we are talking about colors, there are some colors that are just sale makers. This, my friends, is Prussian blue, and it is in fact a sale maker. It has a lot of versatility. I bought the biggest bottle that they make. But if we haven't met, my name is Garrick Brown, and this is Garrick Brown Art Studio, and I'm super happy that you came to the Feel Good Pouring Station today. If you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing. Before we jump back in this thing, I just want to remind you that it's never too late to start working on your dreams. Once again, this is Garrick, and I'm back with another video. So when we talk about cell makers, I have a really good habit of exploiting a color if I really like it, and it really helps produce sales. And if you've been watching me for some time, you know that one of my favorite colors is turquoise blue by Amsterdam and Master's Touch. This color and these two brands is a sale maker. I can't explain it. It just creates some of the most gorgeous cells. Typically my cells are very plentiful, and you will see in the coming weeks that I do a lot with Prussian blue, okay? Because I love Payne's Gray, but the Payne's Gray color can be very moody and bossy, as in it can make a happy piece not as happy when it takes over. And so I've been in search of a blue that I can use that is a bit more jovial and playful. We're in the summer months, and so I've been kind of shying away from Payne's Gray right now, and I stumbled across this Prussian blue. So I'm really excited to see what happens. It is a very strong color, as we see here, and so I kind of have to get my feel for it, if you will, to see how it plays with these other colors. And right now I'm just blowing out, and I'm really struggling with my blowout today because of the cold that I was suffering when I made this video. And of course I use my straw. I recommend you always have a straw with you, because It allows you to blow in very small places, and you can really look and see where you're actually blowing. And I can say blowing with the straw has really helped me blowing in general and seeing what I'm actually blowing. When we blow through our mouths, a lot of times we don't actually realize where we're pointing our lips or moving our jaws to control the air. And so this allowed me to see, okay, when I blow out, okay, this is what it looks like through a straw. And I try to emulate that without the straw when I'm up close to see what I do and where exactly I am blowing. So yeah, here is the first spin, and like I said, that blue is super bossy, but it is just a gorgeous color, and I want to play with it. Now, when you talk about contrast, the blue and the black cell activator is just too much dark in the center for me. So what I'm going to do, you'll see in just a moment, is I will pull out some small coasters and start playing with these exact colors and mixing them up. All right, I love the reaction that I got here, but it's just not the one. Okay, so now I'm like, well, I love this blue, but maybe I need to put it on the bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna pile my colors on top here, and we will see what I get. And there's my cell activator. So now I have put a contrasting color on top for the black and white cell activator with the copper, and I'm hoping that it's going to give me an amazing reaction. I know that copper and blue next together from a previous video is absolutely popping. Okay, so I want to get that, but hopefully the quinacridone magenta will mix beautifully in and create something that I really like. And you can see I'm even struggling with the blowout here as well. But the top of this bloom with all of my colors is just really looking good, and such a stark difference from the larger bloom that I just did. Okay, if you peek close, you will see, oh man, these are some gorgeous color combinations. Now I just need to learn how to master it. And this is not going to happen overnight. This is not going to happen the first try, which is why I kind of want to walk you through the process, because you're going to see in just a moment that I see that the blue works underneath all the colors, but yet I go back to putting blue on the top. Do not ask me why, my friends. Do not ask me why. It's a little hot here in North Carolina, so maybe the heat was getting to me. When I record, I turn my air off a lot of times so that I'm not getting so much background noise. But once I press pause or take a break, that air comes back on to cool the room off, and I kind of reset. So look at that blue house popping through, but my gorgeous colors are on top. These are just a couple of different ones that I've done. So now I'm back to my large canvas. I cleaned it off. I took a break to do some smaller ones to play with the colors. And like I told you, I put the blue back on top. Why, Garrick? Why did you put the blue back on top? We saw that it worked perfectly under the colors, yet you want that blue to be on top. So the blue is on top, and we'll see just how this one comes out. Okay, so there is a ton of blue, but it is not overpowering the piece anymore. That copper and that quinacridone magenta is being pulled out in the center. And here, I am just going to break the surface tension with my straw in just a second and really let the cells develop on their own. So I'm gonna blow down and you will just see I break that tension and those teeny cells will start to form, and over time they will grow, they will get larger as I spin this out. I let the cells do the work. I don't have to force them up here, and we will come out with such a gorgeous piece. Huge cells are going to be in the center. Can't wait for you to see it in just a moment. I'm going to do a quick spin. But this is like my mental process. I just kind of want to walk you through. These are kind of some of my secrets, if you will. And you know that I will be teaching fluid art at the Fluid Art Experience in Dallas, Texas, July 21st to the 23rd. I would love to see you in the building. We have 2 classes that are already sold out. So more information is below. This piece will be for sale there. All right, and I'm going to end this video shortly and let you just enjoy it. But remember, do every single thing with love. Treat your friends, your family, and even your enemies with love. And until next time, have an amazing, productive day.